So from a Jing perspective, I find the best way to look at them is from a Western medicine, the actual chunk of the kidney. And so in Western medicine, they say, all right, well, simply, it's really, it actually ties in with a lot of the traditional Chinese medicine as well. So it's not completely opposite, but we know the kidneys, 200 quarts of blood a day, filtering process. That's a lot of work. Then there's 2 quarts of waste a day, cellular waste. Then basically stimulating the bone marrow, because this all happens from the hormones released in the kidneys. So the kidneys have a big, which makes sense. We always talk about kidney bone, right? So stimulating the bone marrow, developing the red blood cells, regulating blood pressure, and of course vitamin D, calcium. All come from the hormones produced in the kidneys, according to Western medicine. Yeah? So we want to look at that. I tend to look at the Western medicine from a Jing perspective. And a lot of us, especially in this community, turn our nose up at Western medicine, but I bet 3/4 of us would be dead by now if it wasn't for it. I would be. I wouldn't have made it past my first month. So you can't completely throw out the baby, with the bathwater. So the real trick is, where we run into trouble with Western medicine, is we surrender our ownership and responsibility to someone who, there's no way they can care more than you do. They might know more than you, but they can't care more than you. So you still have to care. Western medicine is the best, I can say, for diagnoses. It makes sense. Because I've seen it. I've seen great healers and great TCM doctors use traditional Chinese medicine to diagnose clients or even themselves and die. Okay? So you don't want to guess. A simple blood test could save your life. So I'm of the opinion, I really am into this, I've done this forever, but we have to stay in kind of a certain level of sobriety. We live in 2 worlds. We got this Western world, and there's no question. Then we got some of an Eastern perspective, and it's really philosophic. It's all awesome. So I like to look at Jing from the actual chunk, which is, I think the Western medicine has done a hell of a job. Qi, I look at it from the Asian, also the Ayurvedic. You know what I mean? Which all comes from the same, place. Ayurvedic medicine and traditional Chinese medicine really all coming from between the Tigris and the Euphrates, going all the way back to Samaria. Okay? So, but when we look at the kidneys, we cannot discount the importance of these functions. But then we can also look at it from a TCM point of view. They kind of flip it a little bit, and they say you have yin-yang kidneys. Okay? So you have, yes, 6 kidneys in traditional Chinese medicine. The kidneys, the ovaries or testicles, and the right and left, hemisphere of the brain. Okay. So we want to understand that these yin-yang kidneys have a profound effect. So let's think a little bit about that. Now that's going to be from a Qi standpoint. From a Shan standpoint, we're talking about ancestral Qi. Ancestral, real knowledge and coming in, from the elders. That's cool. So we'll bring it back down to a little more middle road, which is a Qi conversation. So when we look at these kidneys, we say we have a yin and yang kidneys. Kidneys, when they show up, there's never excess. So you're never really treating the kidney for excess syndromes. The syndromes are always deficiency. Okay? So just know that. You don't have an excess condition when you're looking at and treating a kidney.
Excess Qi.
Whatever. It's always, there's a deficiency. And the deficiency will express itself. If it's a yang kidney and it has a deficiency, then you won't be able to generate heat in the body. You have low energy and movement is difficult. Just to simplify this, okay? Yin deficiency, again, it'll be hard to cool the body. Okay? You'll have a difficulty with the cooling the body, and it's very difficult to relax. Okay? But it's also the yin kidney is chunk. So it's responsible for the production and management of the actual chunk. Yin organs are chunk. Yang organs are energy. Yin is going to be the thick chunk. Yang is going to be the hollow energetics. Okay, liver, gallbladder. Liver is a chunk. And it's, you know, all of the Fuzhong organs, all of the hollow and solid organs. Solid organs are responsible for the production of form, cells, and chunk. Hollow organ is for the management of fuel. Like the spleen versus the stomach. All of the hollow organs tend to be more like big storage tanks. Taking in and emptying, taking in and emptying. That's what they do. The solid organs are manufacturing chunk. Does this help a little bit? A way to look at it? So we wanted to see, well, this yin-yang kidney is something to consider, because then you can see which kidney or which part is going on. This is really, really significant for us at this age. So I'll share from some of the stuff when we talk about deficiencies, because that's what they talk about. Kidney, you know, it's primarily going to be either kidney yin or kidney yang deficiency. And maybe I can share with a couple of indications. So, or signs. So if you have the kidney yin deficiency, which does come classically with age, dizziness, tinnitus, vertigo, sore back, constipation, empty heat, signs such as a flush face, night sweats, hot palms, hot feet, and hot chest, hot flashes, insomnia, chronic dry throat. Related conditions are menopausal syndromes and various anxiety disorders. You see? So that's what menopause expresses itself, because again, you have this cooling deficiency. You're aging, the kidneys are the bio battery. Hot flashes show up because this cannot do its job. On that level. Yeah. So nourishing the kidneys, you know, and as we age, that's why I talk about burning on the Ming Men. To bring in that nourishment.